All right, what's up, everybody? Hope you're ready to get into another study session. So let's get into it. First, I'd like to look at CPOP here, CPOP. If you've been paying attention to the Oki trade study sessions, then you know we're looking at under $1 stocks, specifically 80 cent to 90 cent stocks. But I also want to look at other stocks if they're going to be making huge moves and try to find similarities there as well. So, C pop it is. I notice here we have a wedge, another wedge, but the only problem with it is I'm not trading wedges right now because we haven't seen enough of them work, for one, and two, mainly I do want to see what I call a volume wedge, volume wash, whatever you want to call it, and it's this right here. You can see the volume spiked, another spike, and you can draw like a wedge line. And notice that the wedge line gets a volume burst and it breaks at the same time this one does. Now, how I would have looked to play this is obviously buy it over this trend line break here, which is 352, and you'd risk 322, so 30 cents. And typically, when I'm trading wedges, when the market's hot, I want 10 to 1, so 30-cent risk. We're looking for $3 reward, and you get it, right? Um, so 350 plus 3, 350, 450, 550, 650 would have been the target, and you get 650 there. That's 10 to 1. So if we start to see more of these, couple of these a day, like three or four, at least two, if not three, then I definitely will adapt and start trading these again. And obviously, like I said, what's going to guide me is the volume wash. If there's no volume wash, I'm not looking to play it. But when they both line up together, that you have something there. All right, so we have CPOP there. We'll also take a look at Lunar. And as you can see, we have another volume wedge. The problem with this one is, and that's why I drew it like this first, is if you were trading this, you would have taken a loss. However, if you look, it instantly reclaims and you get another entry, which is what I call a fake out breakdown entry. And it's my least favorite because I don't like to lose. And then when I get back in, I'd probably want to take the same, if not, or probably smaller size. But yeah, so you would buy it right here at 935, risking 925. You cut right there, ends up holding up. And then you would rebuy it right here over this entry, which is 929, risking 912. See what that is. 929 minus 912, 17 cents. So $1.70 plus 929, because we want 10 to 1. So if we're risking 17 cents, we want $1.70 target. So 11. Did it go to 11? And it did. So there's two stocks that went 10 to 1. And if you want me to redraw it, this is kind of how it would look after redrawing. And notice again, we get the volume wedge and it breaks. This on this break right here, you don't get a volume burst through, which is what's called volume confirmation. On this one, you do. So when you get the volume confirmation, you know that you definitely hold to your risk versus maybe on this one, when you buy it, it spikes, but you don't get the confirmation. You can get out before your uh, stop hits because the volume confirmation tells you to hold to your risk, if that makes any sense. But I thought I'd break down two of the higher priced runners today for you guys. And yeah, so we start to see more of these, then you'll definitely see more study sessions about them. All right, I also wanted to look at some pre-market action. Again, we were looking for 80 to 90 cent stocks, but we see on this one, it opens up at 80, right? And I'm kind of hoping, it's going to do the stair stepper dance like we want. But apparently, everybody knew that the 80-cent stocks were hot, and soon as it broke one here, it was off to the races, shot straight up to 235. So I'm also keeping an eye on that. If we see another stock today, break one in pre-market from that same range and make a huge move, well, tomorrow, if we see the same thing happen again, then it's most likely 3 days in a row going to happen, if that makes sense. I mean, you could potentially even look for it tomorrow because here we go. MNPR, we have another one. This one's a little bit tougher, as you can see, but again, this one kind of gives confidence. Had such a good move through one that it gives confidence to this that even though it's overextended here from 40 cents up over 100% into the one break. So, definitely maybe don't buy it here, but as it curls, holds up, you can buy it through here at one, risking 87, and you get a move up to 150. So, that's two good moves as you see it break through one, making a good move. So, again, I might look at that tomorrow. And again, CPOP type of move, these wedges, I might look at that as well into tomorrow. And again, it'll need the volume wedge for sure if I'm going to be buying it. All right. Um, Something I wanted to break down here is if you watched the last study session, then you would have saw that again, I was looking for 80 to 90-cent stocks making stair steppers. And if this is your first time viewing, and what am I talking about is, as you can see, this 80-cent stock made a push, and can you imagine, stairs, and each one are steps. So you would buy on this stair step break, risking this dip, and then again repeat the process. Buy here, risk here. So when you're buying here, you're up on the trade. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is we didn't see this today. That's fine. At first, I wasn't sure about how to approach this, but I've noticed now I've been trading like this for a little bit, this what worked today stuff. And sometimes, like last Friday, we had a bunch of 80-cent stocks, 90-cent stocks make moves to 110, 120, 140, and it didn't happen today. Well, it can happen tomorrow. And so, yeah, tomorrow, until something crazy in the true penny stock land does something different, maybe 20-cent stocks start to go to the dollar all of a sudden, then my goal tomorrow is still keep my scanner hunting 80-cent to 90-cent stocks looking for this exact scenario. Again, stair steps up to a dollar from 80 cents, and then you can get a second leg over a dollar. But again, stair stepping from 80 cents up to a dollar. And again, if you're just risking $5 on this, you could potentially make like 500 bucks, and you're only risking $5 because even though you're risking five on this ad and this ad, well, you're a winner from this one and this one, etc. So it's a really great strategy, and I just hope it keeps working. ICU, the same thing. And if y'all remember, if you'd watched last study session, you would have saw that ICU. I told you that we need to pay attention to the multi-month breakout. And that's going to be the last thing I bring up here is one of my favorite setups, which I will trade any time of the year, any year basically, is a multi-day, multi-week, multi-month breakout. And if you're not sure what that is, ICU is a perfect example. Right here, you get a breakout, and that would be like a multi-day or a multi-week, but then it holds up, and we have a multi-month, if not, an almost a 1 year breakout. And so I drew the line, 125 is the level. And now let's look at the intraday today. So today we had a push up through the level and made a move up to about 147. How did I play it? Always first high day versus low a day, or last best dip if the last best dip is clearly the best risk spot. And so if we're looking, I bought it right here. This is first high of day, and I would consider that the last best dip. So 122, risking 119, about 3 cents. But if you count the slippage, it's more like 4 or 5 because you're going to have slippage if you're truly risking your stops. So I bought right there. And my target was 140 because I knew that it could make that kind of move based off of what it did yesterday. Yesterday, it went from the 90s up to 120, so 30 cents. So I figured today from the low, it could go 30 cents. So 30 cents plus 115 equals 145, and lo and behold, it went to 145, right? Where did I sell? I sold because my target was like kind of right around 140. So as it spiked up through 140 and kind of stalled out, I sold a little bit right there, just 1/3. And then it had a little bit of a push, and I tried to sell it right here, and I got a huge slippage fill all the way down right there, and I was kind of upset because I should have got filled up there, but what can you do? E-Trade, I like to call them E-Turd. But then again, it kind of holds up, and at this point, I'm ready to go play disc golf, and I just cut it right here, I believe, somewhere right there. And it was a great victory. It was like 4-1 on the trade, 3.5-1. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the study session, and I'm about to get it uploaded, and you guys should have it tonight, 2:20, and hope to see y'all in the Small Cap Rockets trading room tomorrow. All right, take it easy.